The story of BTS is a modern-day epic, a journey that begins in the streets of Seoul and extends far beyond the boundaries of language, culture, and music. It's a story of 7 young men who, against all odds, not only found their place in the music world but reshaped it entirely. Their rise to global superstardom wasn't just a product of talent and hard work, but a deep connection to their fans. A movement that took their message of love, empowerment, and hope to every corner of the globe. The origins, from humble beginnings to big dreams. It all started in the early 2010s. South Korea's music industry, already thriving with the growing K-pop phenomenon, was a tough world to break into. Yet in 2013, a small and relatively unknown company called Big Hit Entertainment introduced a new boy band, BTS. Their debut wasn't explosive, they didn't burst onto the scene with massive acclaim. In fact, BTS's early years were filled with struggles and setbacks. The group's first single album, Too Cool for School, wasn't exactly a chart topper, and BTS faced skepticism from critics and the public alike. They were different from other K-pop groups. Their music had an edge, raw lyrics, real stories, and an authenticity that set them apart. From the very beginning, BTS spoke directly to the struggles of youth, the frustrations, the uncertainties, and the hunger for dreams that seemed too big to chase. Their music was deeply personal, infused with themes of mental health, societal pressures, and the journey of self-discovery. The group's leader, RM, with his introspective lyrics, led the charge, supported by the powerhouse vocals of Jimin, V, and Jungkook, and the intense rap deliveries of Suga and J-Hope. Together, BTS formed an eclectic mix of personalities and talents, but it was their synergy, their brotherhood, that would come to define their rise. In those early days, BTS worked tirelessly. They rehearsed for hours, crafted their own songs, and fought to make their voices heard. They weren't just idols. They were storytellers, and slowly but surely they began to find their audience. The turning point, from underdogs to contenders. 2015 was a pivotal year for BTS. The release of the Most Beautiful Moment in Life series marked a significant evolution in their sound and storytelling. These albums weren't just collections of songs. They were conceptual works that explored the beauty and pain of youth, the longing for freedom, and the bittersweet moments that come with growing up. The trilogy was both poetic and profound, blending haunting ballads with hard-hitting rap, all while weaving together an intricate narrative. I Need You, the lead single from the first part of the trilogy, became a breakthrough hit for the group. For the first time, BTS tasted mainstream success, and with it, a new chapter in their journey began. The group wasn't just making music. They were creating experiences, inviting their fans to join them on a journey of self-reflection and growth. Each music video, filled with symbolism and emotional depth, drew viewers deeper into the world of BTS. The narrative continued in The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 2 and Young Forever, taking fans on a ride through life's peaks and valleys. But more than that, BTS was building something bigger. A bond with their fans, now affectionately known as ARMY, that would transcend the boundaries of music. The birth of a movement, BTS and ARMY. As BTS climbed the ladder of success, something extraordinary was happening alongside their rise. An unbreakable connection with their fanbase. ARMY wasn't just a typical fandom. These fans weren't content to simply cheer from the sidelines. They engaged with the band in ways that were deeply meaningful, echoing BTS's messages of self-love, social awareness, and empowerment. ARMY became a force to be reckoned with. Fans organized charity drives, raised funds for important causes, and took to social media to amplify BTS's message. In 2017, BTS teamed up with UNICEF for the Love Myself campaign, promoting self-love and supporting violence prevention efforts for young people. This partnership was a natural extension of what BTS had been advocating through their music for years, and ARMY responded in kind, spreading the message far and wide, showing the world that music could indeed change lives. The dynamic between BTS and ARMY wasn't a typical artist-fan relationship. It was a partnership. BTS wasn't just creating music for their fans. They were creating music with them. Every performance, every heartfelt speech at fan meetings, every tear shed on stage reinforced that this was more than just a K-pop group and their supporters. It was a movement built on love, respect, and a shared vision for a better world. The expansion of BTS, a global phenomenon 2018 to 2020. By 2018, BTS was no longer a secret. They had become a global force in music. Their third studio album, Love Yourself, Tear, debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200, making them the first K-pop group to achieve this monumental milestone. With their hit single Fake Love, they shattered barriers, becoming one of the highest-charting K-pop acts ever. This wasn't just about numbers on a chart. BTS was breaking new ground, performing on iconic stages like the American Music Awards and embarking on a world tour that took them to sold-out stadiums across the globe, including the famed Wembley Stadium. In every country they visited, from Japan to Brazil, fans eagerly welcomed them, proving that their message resonated universally. As BTS's fame grew, so did their platform. They used their music and their voices to speak out about mental health, societal pressures, and the need for unity in a world often divided. They were more than idols. They were role models, artists, and advocates, connecting with people of all backgrounds, languages, and cultures. BTS and the Grammys. Breaking new ground 2020. By 2020, BTS had conquered nearly every milestone in the music industry, except one, the Grammys. It had long been a dream for the group to be recognized by the prestigious awards show, and their inclusion in the nominations that year marked a significant step forward not just for them, but for all international artists. Though they didn't take home a Grammy that night, their performance of Dynamite left an indelible mark. The song was a bright, disco-pop anthem that brought joy during a dark time. As the world battled a global pandemic, Dynamite became a soundtrack of hope and resilience. It was also a historical moment for BTS, becoming the first South Korean act to top the Billboard Hot 100. But even with the accolades, the sold-out tours, and the global fanbase, BTS never lost sight of their original goal: to inspire and uplift their listeners. BTS, a message of hope in trying times. As the pandemic swept across the world in 2020, BTS, like everyone else, faced uncertainty and loss. Their world tour, which had been meticulously planned, was cancelled, but rather than retreat, BTS found new ways to connect. They released B, an album that captured their experiences of isolation and anxiety during the pandemic. The lead single, Life Goes On, was a message to their fans, a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is hope. BTS didn't just speak to their fans through music. They gave speeches at the United Nations, participated in global events, and hosted virtual concerts, letting ARMY know that they were all in this together. Their actions reminded people that BTS wasn't just a band. They were a voice for positivity, unity, and resilience. BTS today and beyond. Today, BTS stands as one of the biggest acts in the world, a group that has not only broken countless records but also touched the lives of millions. Their influence stretches far beyond music. They've become cultural icons, spreading messages of self-love, unity, and hope to every corner of the planet. From their humble beginnings in a small studio in Seoul to performing at sold-out stadiums across the world, BTS's journey is a testament to perseverance, passion, and the power of dreams. But perhaps their greatest achievement is the community they've built. The millions of fans who feel seen, heard, and loved because of the music they make. As they continue to push boundaries, chase new dreams, and challenge the norms of the music industry, one thing remains certain. BTS isn't just making history, they're creating a legacy. And for BTS and ARMY, the journey is far from over. And this version weaves all the elements of BTS's journey into a single flowing narrative, presenting their rise in a storytelling format while keeping all the key moments and details intact.
Beyond the music, BTS's cultural impact and influence. As BTS continued to break boundaries in the music industry, their influence extended beyond just their albums, songs, and performances. They began to impact various aspects of global culture, becoming not only musical icons but also fashion trendsetters, advocates for social causes, and symbols of resilience for an entire generation. BTS's fashion sense evolved along with their music, often reflecting the themes and emotions of their albums. From their early days in street-style hip-hop outfits to their more refined, elegant looks on global red carpets, BTS's fashion choices became a statement in themselves. Collaborating with renowned designers and luxury brands, the members embraced a sense of individuality while maintaining a cohesive group identity. They weren't afraid to blend high fashion with casual streetwear, breaking traditional gender norms by sporting everything from oversized jackets to delicate blouses and bold accessories. Each member, with his unique sense of style, contributed to their collective image. Jin, often exuding classic elegance, contrasted with RM's edgy, intellectual vibe. J-Hope's bright, eclectic fashion sense balanced Suga's more minimalist, laid-back style, while V's avant-garde choices made waves in the fashion world. Jungkook and Jimin added their own flair, blending youthfulness with maturity. BTS was more than just a boy band. They were becoming global fashion icons. But their influence didn't stop at fashion. BTS became known for their philanthropic efforts, constantly giving back to the world and using their platform to support causes they believed in. Their partnership with UNICEF, through the Love Myself campaign, continued to grow, raising millions to help end violence against children and young people worldwide. This campaign wasn't just a publicity move, it was an extension of BTS's core message, embedded in their music and their personal values. Through their actions, they demonstrated that fame and success could be used as a force for good. In addition to their philanthropic work, BTS became advocates for mental health awareness. In their music and interviews, they often discuss their own struggles with anxiety, depression, and self-doubt, breaking the stigma around mental health in a way that few other celebrities had done. Songs like The Last from Suga's mixtape, August D, and Reflection from Wings offered raw, unfiltered glimpses into their personal battles, encouraging fans to seek help, express their emotions, and prioritize self-care. This honesty resonated deeply with their audience. In an era where social media often showcases the perfect, curated lives of celebrities, BTS's vulnerability stood out. They weren't pretending to be flawless idols. They were real, flawed humans who were figuring out life, just like everyone else. Their authenticity created a bond with their fans that was unbreakable, a connection built on trust, understanding, and shared experience. A global message. Speaking at the United Nations. One of the most powerful moments in BTS's journey came in 2018 when they were invited to speak at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. It was a monumental moment, not just for the group, but for K-pop and the global youth community. RM, as the group's leader, delivered a speech that captivated the world. Standing in front of world leaders, he spoke about BTS's own struggles with self-acceptance and how they learned to love themselves despite the pressures they faced. He encouraged young people everywhere to speak yourself, a message that urged individuals to embrace their identity, tell their own stories, and take control of their own lives. His speech was deeply moving, resonating with fans and non-fans alike, further cementing BTS's role as not only musicians but global leaders. This moment was more than just a speech. It was a symbol of how far BTS had come, not just in their own careers, but in their mission to make the world a better place. They were using their fame, their platform, and their influence to inspire change on a global scale, proving that their impact extended far beyond music charts and award shows. The power of ARMY, a social media movement. BTS's rise to global fame was undeniably fueled by the internet, particularly through social media. Their relationship with ARMY thrived online, where fans across the globe could connect, share content, and spread BTS's message far and wide. From Twitter to Weverse, BTS and ARMY maintained a constant dialogue, making fans feel like an integral part of the group's journey. BTS's use of social media was revolutionary. Rather than relying on traditional media channels, they turned to platforms like YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram to directly connect with their fans. Their Bang Bomb videos, behind-the-scenes content, and live streams allowed fans a glimpse into their everyday lives, breaking down the barrier between celebrity and fan. ARMY wasn't just watching from the sidelines, they were participating in BTS's story in real time. This direct communication built an unprecedented level of loyalty. BTS's openness with their fans created a sense of belonging and community, making ARMY one of the most passionate, organized, and dedicated fandoms in the world. ARMY wasn't just invested in BTS's music, they were invested in BTS as people. This global fandom wasn't confined to online spaces, either. ARMY organized charity drives, trended hashtags for social justice causes, and even worked to promote BTS's music across various streaming platforms. Whether it was breaking records on YouTube or donating to causes in BTS's name, ARMY's collective power was undeniable. In 2020, when BTS donated $1 million to the Black Lives Matter movement, ARMY matched that donation within 24 hours, raising another $1 million to support racial justice. This level of dedication and activism was unparalleled, showcasing the unique bond between BTS and their fans. Overcoming adversity, military service, and what's next? In South Korea, mandatory military service is required for all able-bodied men. As BTS members approached the age when they would need to enlist, there was intense speculation about what this would mean for the group. The thought of BTS pausing their activities for military service was concerning for fans, especially as the group had reached the pinnacle of global success. In 2022, the members announced their plans to fulfill their military duties, starting with Jimin, the oldest member. While the news was met with mixed emotions, BTS and ARMY viewed this as a natural part of their journey. They had faced countless challenges before, and this was just another chapter in their story. In true BTS fashion, the group reassured fans that this wasn't the end. They had plans to reunite after completing their service, and in the meantime, they would continue to pursue solo projects, keeping their creativity alive and maintaining their connection with ARMY. For BTS, military service wasn't a setback, it was an opportunity for growth. Each member could explore their own artistic ventures while still maintaining the bond they had with each other and their fans. And ARMY, ever loyal, pledged to wait patiently for their return, knowing that BTS's journey was far from over. Overcoming adversity, military service, and what's next? In South Korea, mandatory military service is required for all able-bodied men. As BTS members approached the age when they would need to enlist, there was intense speculation about what this would mean for the group. The thought of BTS pausing their activities for military service was concerning for fans, especially as the group had reached the pinnacle of global success. In 2022, the members announced their plans to fulfill their military duties, starting with Jimin, the oldest member. While the news was met with mixed emotions, BTS and ARMY viewed this as a natural part of their journey. They had faced countless challenges before, and this was just another chapter in their story. In true BTS fashion, the group reassured fans that this wasn't the end. They had plans to reunite after completing their service, and in the meantime, they would continue to pursue solo projects, keeping their creativity alive and maintaining their connection with ARMY. For BTS, military service wasn't a setback, it was an opportunity for growth. Each member could explore their own artistic ventures while still maintaining the bond they had with each other and their fans. And ARMY, ever loyal, pledged to wait patiently for their return, knowing that BTS's journey was far from over. The future of BTS, a legacy in the making. As BTS moves forward, their legacy is already firmly established. They have transcended the title of K-pop group and have become global icons who have redefined what it means to be an artist in the modern world. Their influence on music, fashion, and culture is undeniable, and their impact on mental health advocacy, social justice, and youth empowerment is profound. But perhaps the most significant part of BTS's legacy is the community they've built. They've created a space where fans can come together, support one another, and feel empowered to love themselves and pursue their dreams. BTS's message of self-love, resilience, and unity continues to resonate, inspiring millions of people around the world to speak their truth and chase their passions. As BTS continues to evolve, one thing remains clear: they are more than just a band. They are a symbol of hope, a beacon of positivity, and a reminder that with hard work, determination, and the courage to be yourself, anything is possible. For BTS and ARMY, the story isn't over. It's just beginning.
And
this final continuation ties everything together by celebrating BTS's present and future, while recognizing the lasting impact they've already made. It emphasizes their growth as both artists and advocates, and reinforces their connection with ARMY as a key part of their legacy.